Veterans Day has been around ever since World War I. Shortly after World War I, it was the year after, in 1919. They thought it was important to honor the veterans of that war specifically, so they called it Armistice Day, which was the 11th day, 11th hour of the 11th month. And then when World War II happened, the veteran Raymond Weeks suggested to Dwight David Eisenhower, who was then president by the 1950s, that we should have this as a celebration for all veterans of all American wars who are currently living. So after World War II, that would have been anybody spanning all the way back to the Spanish-American War. Today, that includes anybody back to World War II.
I'm Carissa Dawson. I'm a senior at Logansport High School. My brother is in the active duty Army, and he's stationed in North Carolina right now. And he's been deployed. He was deployed to Poland February, not last February, but the February before.
I am Mrs. Karnafel, and I teach chemistry. Two of my sons are Marines. One served 6 years, and one is currently in the Marines, stationed in Virginia Beach. And then I also have a stepson who is in the Air Force.
I'm Gracie Henderson, and I'm a senior at Logansport High School. So I've had 3 grandpas who've served in the military. 2 of them were in the Army, and one of them was in the Air Force. And then currently my boyfriend is in the Air Force right now. He's down in Texas learning to be a military police. And then he'll be shipped off to his first station in March.
I'm Lindsay Prifogle.
I'm Nancy Baker. My husband, Jeff Baker, served in the U.S. Air Force for about 35 years, and he's now retired.
Also, so Jeff Baker is my dad, and then also his dad, Charles Baker, served in the U.S. Air Force for, I don't even know how long, 20 some years.
I think he was in Vietnam.
And he was in Vietnam. I've also had a couple uncles that are in the military, and my cousin is currently serving.
I'm Jeff Baker. I was in the Air Force, and I spent 35 years protecting this country.
So I wasn't always part of a military family, and I think that was the hardest part. Because a lot of people, like my brother, he has a daughter. And so she's growing up with this, and she's growing up with her dad not always being around, and personally, I didn't have to grow up like that. My brother joined when I was 15, so I had been used to having him around for my entire life, and he was genuinely my best friend. And that, it sounds dorky, but when you got nothing better to do and you're stuck in your house for months because of COVID, you just kind of, you make friends. And so it's weird now that he's never home, because I spent my whole life just with him around the corner and him like coming in to bother me. It's also really hard because personally I'm quite a busy person, so when he calls I can't always answer, and the scary thing is you don't know when the last time they're going to be able to call like that is.
I would say from a child standpoint, it was, it's hard to understand when your dad leaves when you're little. So you would go places for, I mean, sometimes it was just a couple weeks, sometimes it was a month. He missed Christmas. I would say September 11th was probably the scariest, because when he left at that point, we had no idea where he was going or how long he was going to be gone. I happened to be working at Grissom at the time as well, so I had to like help out process my dad, which was very scary, as well as everybody else at the base at that time. Nothing was sweeter though than seeing him come home. That he came home a couple days before Christmas.
I would say right after 9/11, when we deployed, you didn't know where you were going, you didn't know what was going on, you were away from your family. We were just in the process of building a house, and I had to just up and leave, and it's kind of scary if you, with my wife not knowing what a real military family is like. I was always kind of concerned that when I come home, is she still going to be there?
they all just felt they needed direction, training, and a sense of duty. And it really makes our family proud. We're very patriotic and love our country.
I think it really makes you like appreciate the little things a lot more in life, and just really makes you respect the country a lot more, just knowing that your loved ones or family is out there serving the country for you, just fighting for our country. I think that Americans are so desensitized to what actually goes on. It's like, yes, they know that veterans fight for our freedom. Yes, they know that we're only here because of these wars that we fought in, and we're so free because of these wars that we fought in. But I think people take it for granted. I think that they recognize that and they say thank you for your service because that's what you do. But I don't think people realize how much it hurts families and how much it like traumatizes actual soldiers, and it just makes me realize that we have so much more than we should, and so much more than so many other people, and it's just led to so many people being ungrateful because they are seeing the firsthand effects of the military. And it's just hard because people don't know how lucky they are to be here unless you lose something.
Students just need to maybe get into more American history and learn about the wars and what the sacrifices are that these people have made.
Definitely just appreciate what everybody's out there doing for you, and just respect the country and what they're doing to serve for us, and just it's a really big step in life to take, so just really appreciate them fighting for us and just what they're doing to change our world today.
So I don't think it takes a commitment by an individual to have an appreciation for those who have a commitment to country, a commitment to sacrifice. Fortunately, my grandfather and my father were never in combat, but we should honor any veteran that is willing to give up a piece of their life to protect and defend this country. And if we can't understand that, we really need people to make sure that they are aware of those sacrifices, not just on Veterans Day, but any time that topic may come up, which should be far more often than just Veterans Day and Memorial Day every single year.